right, well, welcome back to another episode of This Old Welder. Hey everybody, welcome back to the FirstBuild shop. We've got an interesting project we're going to start on, and for those of you that have been following our welding series, we've got what they used to call a Tombstone Welder. It's an old AC 180. We date it around the late 50s, early 60s. Now it's been repainted. Tim brought this welder in. Tim's one of our super makers here in FirstBuild employee, and he brought that welder in. Why don't you tell us a little about where it came from and how we ended up with it?
Yeah, I inherited this. It was my grandfather's. It was in his garage. He was a sheet metal worker and all-around maker. So when I inherited this welder, Randy had taught me to weld using our MIG equipment here, and this machine looked a lot different and wasn't sure what I could do and if it worked, so I thought Randy could help me and give me a rundown on it and see what we could do with it.
Those of you that have been watching our channel, we just set it up on our fabrication table today. And just plugged it in. Now it's got, these Tombstone welders are very, very simple. It basically operates as a big giant transformer down here in the base, and it just has multiple taps on the transformer for setting the different current ranges. When you watched our MIG series, we turned the dial up and down using a chart to get the different amperages on the MIG gun. Well, this is far simpler. All you do is turn the dial and set it for whatever amperage you want. So it's basically the same as plugging in, and please don't do this. If you plug into an outlet in the house, you've got a positive and a negative there. You could actually weld with that, but please don't do that. So that's, in its simplistic form, that's what this welder is. So we know nothing about it. You're coming along on this journey. We just did plug it in, and we're gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna bring Jody over. And for those of you that remember our video where we harvested all the trees, Jody's a master fabricator here, one of our best welders. We have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm gonna step back while he does that, and we're gonna see if this thing will actually weld. It is, think about it, it is 50-something years old, so it's almost as old as I am. So we're gonna start it at 100 amps, and we're gonna see if we can light this stick up. So there's that tapping, trying to get the arc started. There it goes. We're gonna actually open this up, take a look inside, and see what is its condition. We know nothing about it. It's never been opened before. So hey, let's grab our tools and we'll pop the back cover off. First thing I wanna do, obviously, is we want to disconnect the power, and then we're gonna use our quick gun, and we're gonna pop the side panel off. So here is your welding transformer. These are all the different taps inside the transformer that pick up different currents as we select. So I'm gonna turn that knob on the front. So as I turn the current, right now, we are on 180 amps, which is this position right here. And as I rotate this around, you can see the connector picking up contact at each one of these different points. So that in turn picks up a different tap inside this transformer and runs the current down as you go to the lowest setting, which is all the way over here. As you can see, it's pretty dusty. Obviously, it's been around a long time. We're gonna clean this out, and then we're gonna start doing continuity tests and current testing to see if we're truly getting full current. Do you have any way to tell how old he is? He is an artifact. As we clamp it on a wire, this particular meter, as the current travels through this wire, it's gonna produce an inductance in this coil here, is that right?
Yeah, it induces, yeah, the current that flows through the wire induces a current in
this, and then we'll be able to determine, it'll tell us how many amps are coming out of that particular wire. So we're gonna clamp on each one of those wires, try to weld on it, and see what kind of reading we get based on the setting that's on the front. That'll tell us the integrity of our transformer and its capability of sending out the proper welding current. Here we go. All right, we have power. We have our meter clamped on. We're showing 0 AC amps. Now, I'm not sure how much this is gonna jump around while he's welding. So there it is. So it's putting current out. Now that will vary a little bit depending on his arc length, right? But once he settles in, if you were to average that, it was right on the money. All right, we got our foot to the floor on this setting. I'm gonna hold this up, and we should get about 180, somewhere in 180 amps. That's a lot of current, so he's gonna go fast. All right, Jody, go. Oh yeah, 100. That's a little weak. So we peaked out in the 160 range. So it could be a lower line voltage. Very, very few people ever run it at 180, but it will put out. Let's drop it down to 160. If it stays about the same, then I'll know that the 180, the high end of this transformer is not. Yeah, go. There it goes. 160, 152, so it's right. So it's working. All right, you're good. Now let's see if you can get, this is all operator here. Can you get a lid on a 30 amp? Here we go. Boy, she's barely going, but look, 31 amps on the meter, 32 amps, so perfect. So this old machine, what we just showed is that this old machine is capable of putting out current through the entire range on the front of the dial. So 50 years old, still welds like a dream. You saw how simple it was. In the back, it's just a transformer, and off it goes. So it's only limited by your individual skills. So we'll see what happens. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next welding video.